person in a room.
Is this a test recording, or are we actually doing it?
Who knows?
Welcome to Hit the Hay. This week, we discuss yarn.
Yarn?
Yarn.
Who is that?
No, yarn. Like
yarn.
made of wool.
Oh.
We discuss yarn
We're
this week.
discussing yarn this week.
Today we're gonna yeet the yarn.
We're gonna yeet the yarn.
This episode of Hit the Hay is no longer Hit the Hay. It's now
It's
yeet the yarn.
Yep, and we're going to discuss yarn today, everyone. You can dye it lots of colors. You can knit it into sweaters. It's incredible.
It's amazing.
Make yourself a nice scarf.
Yes.
Give it to a friend.
Yes. We have, in other news, we've finally crossed the temporal chasm of having to do Hit the Hay remotely.
Yeah.
That was a spatial chasm, not a temporal one.
No, it was both.
It was a temporal chasm that involved a necessary spatial chasm.
Yes. But all of us have stayed at home for a significant portion of time and haven't really gone anywhere or done anything. So I still recommend, if you are listening to this during the big old thing that's happening
during
in
the
the world,
Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Hell yeah.
that you remain staying in your home.
Yes.
And not doing too many things.
You're
Yes.
not getting together with your pal and your brother for a podcast.
Correct.
Don't do that.
Correct.
Yes.
Um,
Or in Connor's case, your two pals that also happen to be brothers.
Yeah. But rest assured that when they came in the door, I did not hug either of them for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
I
Sam-
certainly didn't lick Connor's face.
No, that didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
None of that is canon.
I had to watch it.
You had to watch it not happen.
Exactly.
It could be head canon if you really
Yeah,
want.
you know, like you can.
That's how that works.
You can let your imagination run with it.
Yeah.
This is a podcast. Who knows what we look like?
Yeah, exactly.
They know what all three of us look like because there's also video footage of us on the same channel.
Yes. But any podcast purists out there,
Anyone
just
who
keeping
is
the
like-
illusion up
Anyone who was like, I only watch Tom Lanky Guy for the
podcast, and I only watch. I haven't even looked at his channel icon to see what he looks like.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And for that one person, thanks.
We salute you.
Out of the maybe 20 plus viewers we have.
Yeah. 20 plus on a good day.
Yeah, if that.
On a regular day, it's 5 to 10.
Yeah. The first thing I want to say on this podcast is that Black Lives Matter. No matter when you're listening to this, be donating, be signing petitions, be doing stuff like that because it's really important.
Yes. Do that.
Yep.
I left a blurb on the last gameplay video because there was a point in the gameplay where it was how are you doing? And I was like, I'm going to take this moment to talk about how I'm doing. And then I realized, well, how I'm doing has to do with all
World
of the
events.
stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, none of what I say is going to be a substantial commentary on it.
Yeah.
I'm just do good, go to protests.
Yeah. Go to protests so long as you don't have people in your house who are immunocompromised because you don't want to get anybody sick. But
yes,
at the same time, if you can't do that, still be out supporting, donating to different funds and bail funds and stuff like that.
Yes.
And signing petitions, sharing voices, and not just sharing your own words, but amplifying the words of people of color.
Yes. If your voice is not a representative of those that this movement has to do with,
Make space for their voices.
Yeah. Don't worry too much about what you are going to be saying because you don't need to say too much.
Exactly.
On that note, there's this very cool thing that is happening on itch.io, which if you don't know is a nice game database store sort of thing.
For all you gamers out there.
Yes. I've gotten many games off of that. And they have made this thing. It's a game bundle for. I'm gonna just pull it up here. The bundle for racial justice and equality. It's basically you buy it and you get all the games by the developers that have been like, yeah, I want my game to be part of this bundle. It just so happens to currently have a little over 1,300 games in it, and you get you have access to all of them.
Holy crap!
For a minimum donation of $5.
Dang.
Oh, jinkers.
I paid $10 because I was like, at the time that I was downloading it was already 1,200 games, so I was like, I think I'm okay with it and paying a little bit extra.
Yeah, than the minimum.
Yeah, and the money that the bundle raises goes to various Black Lives Matter charities and funds and such.
Yeah.
So I've been looking through this bundle, and because it's just over 1,300 games, there's a lot of hidden gems to be found. Particularly, the existence of, I didn't know this, but there are a lot of like tabletop RPG stuff that you can find on itch.io. Like, if you buy it, then they'll send you the PDF for the guides. Including one called Black Heart, which is a dark horror style Carly Rae Jepsen themed tabletop RPG.
Holy crap.
Nani?
This is amazing.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Carly Rae Jepsen, but
I didn't look too much into it. I mean, I don't know much about her either.
So could one roll to call someone? Maybe.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Like, you just met them, and like, it's crazy, but.
Or, well, depending on how you roll, they might just run away with you.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know any more Carly Rae Jepsens.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this is, though, this is the second Carly Rae Jepsen themed RPG that these people have made.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
How do you make two?
My awareness of Carly Rae Jepsen themed tabletop RPGs has expanded by 200%.
Oh, 100, yeah, entirely. Mine has too. Went from the knowledge of one game to 2 games in the span of maybe 3 minutes.
Yes. Not to mention, I'm gonna try and see, like, there's just, and you can count. I said in a tweet earlier when I retweeted the link to this bundle that you're gonna be seeing us playing like plenty of these games.
Oh yes.
In the near future.
Game Boys.
Game Boys.
Game lads.
Lads of the games.
Truly.
Garçons de jeu.
Oui.
Le jeu video.
I'm really glad that I remember that's
how
what it is.
Yeah. That is how it is.
Boys of the game.
We.
Yeah. Other thing that I've been doing during lockdown is I've been trying to learn Irish.
Like Gaelic?
Well, no.
Well,
Irish and Gaelic are
different.
Are slightly different languages.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gaelic
and
is,
people in Ireland will be upset if you say it's Gaelic.
Yes.
Okay.
Irish is spoken only in Ireland, while Gaelic is spoken in both Ireland and Scotland.
Okay. I'll admit that, like, even as a person who is, like, has Irish blood, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try harder next time. Anyway, so Connor, have you learned words like faith and bagora?
No, I have learned words like madra, which is dog, and also the word kite, which is cat. It's spelled cat.
I think I know the Irish word for milk.
What is it?
Banya.
Yes.
Haha.
Yeah.
I did it.
It's a fun language.
I won Ireland
sure, yeah.
forever.
You've successfully defeated the Irish people.
Oh, finally. Someone had to do it.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looking at the historical.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So yes.
Hit the Hay should keep its politics out of its podcast.
Yes.
Speaking of which, the weird genre of music that I listen to oddly a lot is IRA music. I just listen to a lot of IRA music.
What is that?
It's music made by the IRA. What do you think it was?
You know, the IRA, the Irish
Republican
Army.
Army. Not the International Revenue Agency.
This is why I was confused.
Yeah, like two different kinds of people, the IRA and the IRA.
I was like, that tells me nothing. What kind of music do these people make?
What kind of music do the people in the revenue make? You know,
That's a good
question.
Well, what classifies it as IRA music specifically? Like,
I hate the British. They should get out of me country.
Well,
I don't know what kind of answer I was expecting.
yeah. You know, that's
I
fair.
should have assumed this much.
That is, as the kids say, a whole mood.
Yeah.
That is, it really do be like that.
Gone home, British soldiers, gone home.
Well, like, are there
Have you
bands
got
that
no
do this, or are it more
homes
like
of your
sea
own?
shanties that like have like
I have no
the songs that are like
there's
passed
never
around?
a band listed next to it.
Yeah, so they're just like the traditional sort of like songs and chants that people would sing in bars and stuff like that during the times of troubles and stuff like that.
I mean, they still do, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like
Yeah.
that's sort of how it started, and then they just keep on.
Did you guys do you have Apple Music?
No,
Okay.
I'm still like the 90s kid that only buys CDs.
Nice. Right. Did you hear about what Apple Music did on Blackout Tuesday?
No.
So there's a little like section when you go into Apple into the music app. There's a little section called For You, where you can go in and like Apple Music is like, here's a playlist based on stuff that you've been listening to lately, and also like other stuff that your friends have been listening to.
Yeah.
On Blackout Tuesday, none of that was there.
Okay.
It was just they had set up an Apple Music pretty much radio station of all black musicians.
Sick.
Yeah. So I sat down and like listened.
Well, I mean,
to
I hope
some
it's
of it.
still up there so that people can like be like, hey.
Yeah, it's not like it's they've
Yeah,
no
permanent
longer
fixture.
made it.
Yeah.
They've no longer made it like mandatory to that's the only thing you can listen to. Let me check if they've
Still got the button though.
the button radio. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's not looking. It's not looking too. I can't find it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Sort of reminds me of the H-Bomber guy woke brands.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. A little
It's
bit.
like hopping on the
Oh, I tell you, one of my favorite things with Apple is that they quietly stopped using their slogan. Or no, it was Google. It was Google, not Apple. But they quietly stopped using their slogan, "Don't be evil."
That was a slogan for Google?
Yeah, for a while. I think it was Google.
Okay,
But then they stopped using it, and so it's like, well.
Although
When was this a slogan for Google?
It was just sort of like an unofficial one that they had in their offices.
Although
It was never like their like brand or anything, but it was like an unofficial motto that they have now officially dropped.
Okay.
I will say this: that most of the like featured radio stations on here seem to be a lot of black musicians.
Oh,
So
well, I mean, that's good.
It's yeah.
But like, you know, still having like. The
I would
places
love to
like,
have,
hey,
still have
promote
that
this.
station though.
Yeah.
Like I got really into Gary Clark Jr.
Okay.
His new album is really really good.
Nice.
And I also did you see the article of black punk bands?
I haven't, but that sounds up my alley.
Oh boy. I found some really fun stuff.
Yeah.
Particularly Meet Me at the Altar is an all-female black punk band. that does some really good stuff. They did a cover of Paramore's "Caught in the Middle."
Oh, nice.
Caught in the middle with you.
That's not the
That's
song.
not the one.
That's different.
Yep, that's exactly how Haley Williams sings it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's some really good stuff.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend that y'all check it out. Cause
No, I will. That sounds dope.
yeah. Moving on to the other thing
Yes,
that I wanted to talk about. I recently took an evening and watched through the entire 4th season of Rick and Morty. And
Richard and Mortimer.
yes.
Hey guys, I'm Pickle Rick Morty. I'm
Oh no.
Pickle Rick.
And he turned himself into a pickle.
Funniest
shit I've ever seen. We did it on the podcast. We said the joke.
Oh no. Anyway, but you were saying that it's kind of like it's a little bit cringy nowadays to kind of associate yourself.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing, is that it sort of like
It's like
it became this thing within popular culture that people got a little like too into for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And it's like, it becomes questionable whether there were right reasons to begin with. But
and there are definitely like a lot of other things where, it itself was pretty good, but then the culture surrounding it became
yeah.
like things that spring to mind are, Undertale and Steven Universe, although for very different reasons than Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Rick and Morty is that like it's part of me, like, again, like, not to hate on anybody that likes the show, but part of me is like kind of like looking back at it from where the place that I am now. It's like the things of value that I once saw in it are not. It's like I'm looking back and it's like, did this really have as much to it as I assumed there was?
Listen,
Right.
Emmett, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty.
We did the joke.
You
We
really-
said that one too. How many other Rick and Morty jokes are there?
This is the thing, though, is like.
Gotta get my Szechuan sauce, Morty. Morty, gotta get my Szechuan sauce.
We're like 3 years late to all of these jokes.
This is the thing, is like I don't think that you need a high IQ to enjoy Rick and Morty.
Woke.
Because it's this weird, like, at least this is the vibe that I got from the 4th season, where it is fairly self-aware. I would say it's far more self-aware than the members of its fandom.
Yeah.
But it's also like there's an episode that I was telling you about earlier where they're on this train and basically trying to combat the story structure of the episode itself. And they have this little bit where they like make this super meta joke, and then seconds after just make a stupid pun. And it's like, okay, what this is if you enjoy the kind of like, oh, they're getting meta kind of humor, then that's great.
This is a podcast.
Shut up. What's your point?
Some people enjoy that kind of meta humor.
Yeah. What's your point?
Just throw it out for the fans. It's for the fans.
Why bring attention to the fact that we're doing a podcast?
It's the meta humor. It's for the fans.
Oh.
The illusion of the suspension of disbelief that one has to have to listen to this podcast is just an absolutely freaking shattered. I almost said the F word and
you
held
already
myself
said
back.
you said shit earlier in the episode. Mom
frick.
won't like that.
Yeah, I don't think Mom listens to the podcast anymore, so maybe we have a free pass.
We've scared off all of the parents.
Our mom is no longer listening to this podcast, so we
Oh,
can say
boy.
the F word sometimes.
Ooh, well, I'm going to
That
say
F word is friendship.
Hey, Emmett, you're a poop head.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna take a moment. That was too far.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We don't tolerate that kind of language on this
I'm
podcast or even this
My
channel.
feelings are...
Okay, Emmett, I'll lick your face to make you feel better.
I need some facts to come over here and care about my feelings.
I've never heard that. That's so great.
I made it up on the spot.
Wow.
I coined a phrase.
Dude, do you do improv?
Yeah, I not anymore.
Not anymore.
Unless you can count this podcast as
I count it.
an
You
experiment.
just improvised a joke that
I
counts.
did. I came up.
Hey,
with a joke
hey
on
guys,
the spot.
improvised podcast.
Wow.
That's a meta humor for the fans.
Sam, you broke it again!
I think that's the only time that you have ever been in danger of peaking the audio.
Yeah.
Man.
It's only
Oh,
ever
man.
been.
And disturbing the
If
people
we're
who
talking
are
about meta episodes of TV shows, the episode Quack Pack of DuckTales is the absolute
Oh,
best.
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot that DuckTales.
I need to
catch
get
up
back
on
into
DuckTales,
that,
yeah.
especially now that I actually.
Well, now
have-
DuckTales and Rick and Morty apparently I have to watch.
You can just watch DuckTales.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. If you don't watch the 4th season of Rick and Morty, I'm not gonna be like, well, you're clearly.
Like
not
I've been really
cultured.
on the fence about watching.
Listen,
it because, like, part
you
of me
have
is
to
like,
have a pretty high IQ to understand
We already made it!
DuckTales.
Oh, okay. That, I wasn't sure whether or not you were just gonna make the same Rick and Morty joke again.
Nice.
But
Whoops, was that a double beat?
I'm trying to think. It's like I'm trying to think of something where someone gets turned into something else in DuckTales, but I can't. Oh man.
did a human get turned into a duck, and that became the premise of the show?
No, that's not the purpose at all.
Ducks adopted human behaviors. It didn't happen on screen. But
Ducks
it's implied, but I mean-
adopted human behaviors, Morty. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
If I ever hear David Tennant's voice on Rick and Morty, I think that's the moment where I'm like, I don't know if I can handle.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that.
I can't do a Scottish accent.
Curse me, kilt slab.
I'm not gonna claim that I
Bless
can
me,
do it,
bagpipes.
but I'm still, you can't learn if you don't try.
Yeah.
Gonna find the lost treasure of lost treasure.
Oh, this is a complete 180, complete other thought, sort of related to the things we were talking about earlier that I just remembered. I watched a movie recently, just a couple of days
I
ago.
also watched a movie recently.
Oh, dude,
This-
I can relate to this
this one-
content.
This is a podcast.
God damn. But this is a really cool movie, and I think it's worth bringing to people's attention who haven't seen it. It's on a very niche streaming service,
Yes,
only for horror
The
movies.
Wicker Man.
Called, well, I watched that too, but it's a movie.
Like us watching The Wicker
Let's
Man.
not talk about that. It's called the streaming service is Shudder. It's only horror movies,
Yeah,
and
I've
it's
seen it.
I'm aware of it.
like, again, I don't normally go for these sort of things, but I was like, this one's horror, I can do it. But this is a movie called Blood Quantum.
I saw the trailer for it.
It kicks ass.
Yeah.
So the premise of this
language, Emmett?
the premise of this movie is there's
There's some blood.
the Red
And
Crow.
get this, it's quantum.
The Red Crow Mi'kmaq Reserve. I don't know. I believe the reserve itself isn't like based off of like an actual reserve that exists, but it might be. I'll have to double check on that.
It's based
But
on a real
essentially,
zombie
there's this.
story.
There's this community that lives across a bridge from a white town, and all of a sudden, one day, zombies start happening. It's nuts. However, only the white people are getting infected, and the indigenous people on the reserve are immune to the zombie virus, so they can get bit. They can, they can take any kind of like interactions with the zombies, and they won't get turned. Of course, they're still zombies who are eating people alive, so they're not immune to that. But like the start of the movie is really cool because it's really the start of the whole zombie pandemic, and you see, like, it felt to me like very realistic in that, like, in the way that the current world events are going, like things are just normal for people, and until it slowly starts creeping up on them until everything just gets shut down.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the movie, or 2/3 of the movie, are them like having set up their
like barricades.
their barricade. They have a camp where it's run by the indigenous people, but they keep having people come to them trying to look for help and shelter, but by doing that, they're very much risking the destruction of their own community.
Right.
And it's, again, I recommend everybody go watch this movie because it kicks ass.
Yeah.
It's great. And, like, it's not perfect. A lot of people I've seen in criticism of this movie don't like the acting. I personally thought the acting was great. I think it's just a lot of people don't necessarily understand, like, the way that indigenous people have, like, their own dialects.
Right.
And their own, like, way of delivering
Their own
actual
sort of-
language.
Yeah.
So I didn't,
mannerisms.
like, some people are like, oh, the acting seems kind of, like, stiff, and it's like, I didn't feel that at all. But overall, I thought it was great. It has a lot of interesting things to say about colonialism and all of that. And again, as a indigenous person myself, I thought that was like, it's cool to see something like that where it's like, wow, this is like something that actually exists. There's an indigenous zombie movie, and it's so good.
As soon as because I saw the trailer for it, I think when we went to see, I've seen it a couple times, but I definitely went and saw when I went to see The Invisible Man, which is a fun movie.
Yeah, I thought The Invisible Man was good too.
Yeah, but I remember seeing the trailer.
Wait a minute. Did you say you went to see The Invisible Man? I think not.
He's not always
that was
invisible.
a good one, Sam. I appreciate
Thank
that.
But
This is a
I remember
podcast.
seeing the trailer and being like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah.
I really hope Emmett knows about this.
Yeah. Well, I'd only come into, like, I don't think I saw the trailer when I saw The Invisible Man, but I was directed to this by a YouTuber who brought it up in one of their videos, Scaredy Cats, who is also known as
Markiplier.
the other channel of Thought Slime. So both of those are very good. I highly recommend.
Nice.
Scaredy Cats is his horror channel, and then Thought Slime is his left-wing politics channel.
Nice.
There was some crossover.
Bread tube.
There was some crossover there, and I remember he had this video about like horror movies with like
Anti-capitalist horror movies.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that one, but I've been meaning to.
Yeah, well, and there was like this movie I kind of want to see about like it's about like they're selling marshmallow fluff, but it's evil and alive, and it turns you into a ghoul man.
Is that Ghostbusters?
No.
Ghostbusters is actually pretty pro-capitalist, but
The point being is, I can't remember, The Stuff. That's the name of the movie.
Oh no.
And you purchase the stuff.
no, I have
And
heard
you
of this movie.
consume
I thought
the
I hadn't heard
stuff.
of this movie, but I definitely
And
have.
yeah.
Wow,
You
amazing,
buy Prilosec.
Consume Prilosec.
amazing.
Yeah.
In any case, go watch Blood Quantum.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yeah. What was
I kind of didn't get to my point with that whole DuckTales bit.
Oh,
but I'm not
sorry.
sure I could without
I don't know if we got to
spoiling
the point of the whole
episode.
Rick and Morty bit either.
No, he didn't.
But
I'm
yeah, I
kinda
know.
worried about
Circle
it.
back to
Point
it.
being, DuckTales is a good show, and Quack Pack is a good episode of that show.
Cool.
Because Quack Pack was like the 90s sitcom
Oh.
with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And this is the 90s sitcom episode of DuckTales.
Nice.
Of DuckTales
I
2017.
love that.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really have much of an excuse to get back into it because my family has Disney Plus. So
I don't have much of an excuse not to get back into it because I pirate it.
yeah, that's what I was doing before I had the login information for my family's Disney Plus account.
Yeah. But for a long time, the DuckTales episodes were out of order.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they may have fixed it, but I don't know if they did.
I noticed
Disney
that with
Plus.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, is that Disney Plus isn't like it's kind of low key not a great platform.
It's not. It's not. The spacebar doesn't pause.
Ooh.
You gotta freaking move your mouse to the
Yeah.
middle of the screen like a freaking caveman.
See, like, I have my complaints with Shudder because, you can't go back 10 seconds by hitting, like, the back key.
Oh, yeah.
But you can spacebar pause, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
learning so much about streaming platforms right
From
now.
what I know, Shudder is also on the newer side.
Shudder's pretty new, yeah. Part of me is like, wow, it doesn't have as much content as I thought it would. And, but it's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that Blood Quantum found a place.
Yeah, me
to
too
be.
as well. Like, cause like, I want to watch that director's other movie, something ghouls. I don't remember.
Blood quantum ghouls. Electric ghoul glue.
That ain't it.
Ghoul quantum.
But even in any case, I hope it ends up on Shudder too, because I don't think that movie is on any other streaming service.
Yeah.
And it's Canadian too.
Nice.
Not Shudder, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking about Blood Quantum.
I was gonna also say in relation to the bread tube video essays that you mentioned.
Oh yes.
I'm dipping my toe into the video essay world.
Yeah, I got very close to doing it myself, and then the world kind of.
I'm gonna do a video essay. So like,
Oh, you're doing it right now?
Yeah, I'm doing a video essay. So, quick, Emmett, throw me a topic.
This is just gonna still be a podcast. I'm not gonna be doing the visual editing for this.
Dude, shut up. Emmett, toss me a suggestion.
Marxist C.S. Lewis.
Okay. So, you know how C.S. I don't think they were doing capitalism in Narnia. Let me tell you, all the animals lived in the forest, and they just took what they wanted, man. And you know what?
Until the Snow Queen came along and instituted a hierarchical regime.
Exactly.
Fun fact, I did a paper for my fantasy lit course doing a Marxist analysis of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Amazing.
Which is how I would... So, all of the points that you're making are points that have been made.
Yeah. Well, and also, not just The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but it's also implied that the other, nations of men or whatever in Narnia are more capitalist than Narnia.
Yeah.
That's sort of an implication.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, specifically, The Horse and His Boy.
Oh.
Where he comes from wherever.
I'm not familiar enough with the
expanded universe.
Other than The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian. That's obscure Narnia.
Yeah. Listen, Emmett, I know, because I was there, that our darling mother read to us the entirety of the Chronicles of Narnia.
I know, and I remember it.
We have the audiobooks at home somewhere on CD.
And I remember specifically, in the book that was chronologically the first in the series, that there was the uncle, and that he called women gels. And that was just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
He's the magician's nephew. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, listen, me gel.
Yeah. I don't remember that. Probably
I don't either.
For good reason.
Yeah. That was
anyway,
the magician's nephew.
This is all I'm going to say about the video essays I'm working on right now, because they're going to be going up on this channel.
Yeah.
I recently bought the entire first 5 seasons of Steven Universe.
Nice.
Oh.
And have some thoughts regarding the Joker movie with regards to The Dark Knight.
With regards to Steven Universe.
No.
It's all tied together.
No.
Did you watch the Jack Saint video on the Joker?
No.
I highly recommend watching that.
I will.
And I'll send it to you later.
Did you watch...
We don't need to talk about it on
Did you watch the video of the Netherlands Batman villain, the Joker?
No, I did not. And I don't plan to.
It's not real. I just made it up.
Nice.
Okay.
Hello, Batman. It is me, the Joker.
Wow.
That's a hell of a Dutch accent. You got to work on that one.
Yeah.
Out of any accent, please. So,
we're gonna do what all the
cool
most
kids,
successful showrunners do, and recycle some content.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say get canceled for clout.
We already did that.
We already did that.
But we can reuse that for...
Hey, Emmett, you're canceled.
The joke is full circle now.
For saying hobo in the last episode.
Did
I didn't say hobo in the last episode. I said...
You just
in the lost episode.
I said hillbilly.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what made you mad.
Anyway.
Redneck.
We're going to be circling around.
You might be a redneck if you're from a southern state and stereotyped in certain ways.
This episode is going on long, Sam. We need to get to the wiki part.
Yeah.
Well, and I actually have one segment planned for after the wiki.
Oh, gosh. This is going to be a beefy episode. I'm sorry, everybody.
I don't know. We never do stuff after the wiki surf, Sam.
Would you like me to do this segment first?
How long is this segment going to be?
As long as you make it.
No.
It's a quick one. Come on, okay.
Alright. Give it to us.
This is the segment.
Sam.
Fine.
Really quickly.
How would you get away with murder?
Oh. How sure do I need to...
Oh, gosh.
How much do I need to take into, like...
You want to commit murder and you don't want to get caught.
I want to commit murder and I don't want to get caught. Okay. How important is it that I don't get caught?
It's the whole purpose.
Okay.
The segment is... How would you get away with
the
murder?
answer I came up with is something that I'm not sure I can say on a podcast.
I think I know what the point.
We're all thinking of the same thing here.
Cannibalism?
No.
No. Something to do with world events.
Yeah.
Oh, oof. No, let's not take it in that direction.
Let's just see here. I don't...
And besides, in this scenario, you do not have the time or training to become a police officer.
There you go. There it is. Most police... No, I'm not...
We're not going into this. We're ending this segment. This is...
Okay, no. We are completing this segment without going into that topic. Connor, go.
Okay. This is not the right wiki.
All right. Well, I'll say mine then.
Do it.
So, here's the thing, is to... the most important thing is to kill someone who's outside of your, circle of acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
So someone you don't know.
Right.
And my thing is, go to like a mall somewhere, wait till there's no one around, and just like sort of nudge someone and knock them down the stairs.
The fact that you've really thought this through, Sam.
Well, no, that's just if I were to commit murder for the sake of committing murder without getting caught.
Right.
Is to go somewhere entirely outside of my normal, circles and normal frame of movement and just knock someone down the stairs.
Yeah, minimize any sense of intentionality.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah. Well, and then you move away.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I wasn't in a
it-
place that, like,
Yeah.
you go somewhere, you go to a city that
Yeah.
you're not normally in.
That's like the whole, like, most effective MO of the most effective serial killers is they're the ones that travel and don't stay in one place, and it seems like isolated incidents in random towns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this isn't, like, how to be a serial killer. This is just getting away with one murder.
By doing that.
Yeah. So, well...
Like, I don't know if I'd necessarily go and, like, do the whole... I don't want to...
I wouldn't actually do this because it's murder. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that was assumed, the fact that I'm doing a bit on a podcast.
I guess.
Okay.
Come on.
And-
at least think... Let toss one at me. Come on. Throw an idea out there.
See, like...
I haven't put enough
Yeah, I haven't,
thought into...
I don't know, go to
Denny's?
some strange, like, dark location, do the deed, and,
Just shank someone in a back alley?
and move away.
That's not very creative, Emmett.
Like, if you're not getting
Or-
seen and
or-
you don't live there, you have a high chance of not having to...
So this is all dependent on whether you have,
Not
like...
stabbing.
If
If you have a prior criminal record.
If you have a specific target, then that makes it more difficult. But if you're just wanting to kill someone...
Yeah.
Kill them in a target.
No. What you do is...
While looting the target.
You find someone who's deathly allergic to peanuts.
Oh, now
just-
that's foul play.
These
That's
are all
not,
foul play, it's murder!
That's not kosher. That's not
Why
kind.
are we talking about murder?
You can't use that as a shutdown.
It's all foul play.
You're talking about pushing someone downstairs. I'm just talking
I'm
about...
not targeting that person's individual weaknesses, though.
Sure you
Yes,
are.
you are. You're targeting their weakness of dying if they get pushed down a set of stairs.
I'm just saying, you find someone that that you could kill just by spreading a little bit of peanut
But
butter.
then it's someone you know, and then you'll be like, there's a lot of ways you can get caught there.
No, you just maybe... I mean, there's going to be more work to this than just the execution of it. You got to do your research.
Well,
Just go to Walmart
here's the
and
thing, though,
spread
is
a
the
little bit of
more
peanuts on everything.
complicated
This is
that
already
you
a
make
longer
this.
bit than I wanted.
Yeah.
If the more you complicate it, the more someone can
Why
Hercule
are we-
Poirot it and put all your pieces together.
Talking about this.
I'm
Move on to the wiki.
All this said, I'm ashamed to say this is one of my new favorite episodes of this
Like, you know,
podcast.
I feel like this has been a good
hate
one.
that.
I do agree that I feel like this has been a good one. But like, let's just move on to the wiki at this point.
We're on a good day in the worst way.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to do another wiki surf of the SCP wiki.
I thought we were going to the cryptid wiki.
Are we?
Weren't we?
I feel like the SCP wiki will take us a lot longer than the cryptid wiki.
This is true. I'll go
Although I would love to go back to check out some random.
Now, the last
SCP.
time we got on the SCP wiki, we got a couple of ones that were like, maybe we should have just pressed the random button again.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know until you've like gotten halfway through reading it. Is the problem?
Right.
Okay. Let me explore. Okay. So what's the game here?
You just find one and we talk about it.
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
We don't. Should we like
Press the random button twice and make a new super cryptid.
Yes,
Let's do it.
That's the
Let's
game.
do it.
That's,
All right.
That's what it is.
I'm hitting random page. Hopefully the Wi-Fi will cooperate because it hasn't been lately. Oh, interesting. Okay. First one up. The opium pipefish.
That is a fearsome critter and should not be on there.
Okay. We already tackled your problems with the cryptid wiki. We're gonna move on like
Why is
normal
it saying
human
list
beings.
of gin types? That's not a cryptid. That's
It does say it's a fearsome critter
okay. At least they're acknowledging it,
Yeah.
but it still shouldn't be there.
whose origins
It's like, what is the point of the cryptid wiki at this point?
whose origins lie in the oral traditions of turn-of-the-century North American folklore.
It's a fearsome critter.
Originating from Puget Sound in Washington, and specifically Smith Cove, it is said that when a steamer from the Orient ties
That's
up... Wow, alright.
big oof.
I'm not going to vouch for the person that wrote this.
We do not support the cryptid wiki or the views of its users.
No. This podcast does not necessarily reflect the views...
the views of the people who
Like
post on the cryptid wiki.
like for instance, I'm on the front page here, and it's cycling through the first few things, and it shows like the Loch Ness monster, but it depicts its neck not as pointing straight outwards, but as curving around backwards,
Okay.
which is not an accurate depiction of a plesiosaur.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're talking about whatever
We're
this
talking
is.
about the opium pipe fish, which someone was in a specific mindset when they named it.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, when some boat shows up from somewhere at the docks, schools of these rare fish can be seen splashing about as if in expectation of something.
Something, I wonder what.
They wait for the opium that is thrown overboard when customs officials get too close on the trail of would-be smugglers. The opium pipefish live almost entirely on opiates.
Same.
Cool.
No.
But here's the thing, is that the British were the ones who really pushed opium in China, and then created a stereotype blaming the Chinese for it.
I think this entry may have been taking opium when it wrote this.
Yeah.
When hurried, they simply eat it. Otherwise, they hold it in their mouths until they find a nice sunny beach where they can smoke it at leisure amidst pleasant dreams.
Wow. What a beautiful
What a
life.
term.
What a beautiful life
What a
these
turn.
fish live.
Well, press the random button again and see
I'm
what
going to do
you
that.
get.
This is already cursed.
Wow.
This is already so cursed.
Okay. Oh, the troll.
A troll?
A troll?
The troll.
A non-specific troll.
It looks like it. I mean, it looks like it's referring to like a very specific idea of the troll.
Fellas, are trolls cryptids?
Well, short answer is no.
Two Finnish people.
Okay.
Two
fins attached to a fish.
Yeah.
that smokes opium.
Reportedly met a creature dubbed the troll when they were skiing at Imjärvi. I'm guessing that's how that's pronounced. In 1970, described to be very thin, with hooked nose and pointed ears.
Oof, now it's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You had some real bad luck there.
Wow. Today, this is real. This is some real like plot.
I think your combined creature you've created is stereotype foot.
There you go.
In the first series of first season of Hit the Hay, we were just having fun on the Cryptid Wiki. Now we're
exposing institutional racism on the Cryptid Wiki.
We're exploring the inherent and like underlying
Systemic,
prejudices that are written into the Cryptid Wiki.
Into the dark corners of the Cryptid Wiki.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
this is wow.
So are you going with stereotype foot, or do you have another idea?
Troll is way too. I'm not taking that.
Maybe you should press the random button twice more to get something less racist.
Okay. I found one. It's the Chupacu, which is a mysterious creature found in Guiana, Brazil, reported to be similar to the indigenous Boraro and Curupira, which is the Portuguese version.
Of course.
There's even screenshots of like news.
So wait, what is it though?
What is it? Description and sightings. The Chupacu is a pink and big hominid with no visible fur.
That sounds like a person.
It's a human being.
With that in mind, it has this name because the creature has a weird habit.
The same.
It sucks the people's anuses.
Oh gosh.
What?
I said same way too soon. So
what have you been finding on the Cryptid Wiki? You've just got the worst 3 right in a row.
What is happening?
All right,
what
Connor.
What does this podcast become?
All right, Connor. I think.
Hold on. Because there's a little bit more.
Is there though? Do we need to hear it?
The first sighting happened when an unknown man was in his house and heard weird noises. When he went out to see what was happening, he saw the Chupacu on his roof.
Oh my god.
The creature escaped in fear, and that's the end of the entry.
Some guy just liked eating ass. That's the whole thing.
I can't. I feel like we're just never gonna get to a proper...
Okay. I think Connor's had some... You might call it bad luck.
You might call it the Cryptid Wiki.
Okay, well, at this point, I think I'll press the random button a couple times, see if I can get something more... less that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what happens?
What is going on?
Okay, now this is...
Picture of this thing? No, I don't know if
guys, this first of all shouldn't be on the Cryptid Wiki, but it's, you know.
I don't think anything should be on the Cryptid Wiki at this point.
Okay, so this one is the Heron Suge, which looks like a big old hydra.
Okay.
Is the name of a dragon in the Basque language. In Basque mythology, appears sparingly with 7 heads. The god Sugar is associated with it.
Okay.
Why is this on the Cryptid Wiki? Yet there is a Christian legend in which a Navarrese knight, Teodoso de Goni, while making penance for double parricide... What?
Wait, what? I don't know if I caught any of that.
What's parricide?
Does that just mean...
That's killing the one Pokemon.
Twice.
Is killing a parent.
Oh.
What?
I don't think I've ever
So
heard
he
it
killed
called
both of his
parricide.
parents. That's not
Okay, what? And he was
That's
a
a
knight.
hell of a, like, that
And he
just
has
sounds
to-
like saying killing parents with extra steps.
And he has to rescue a woman from the dragon. It's associated with a monastery. This isn't a cryptid. This is just a 7-headed dragon that a knight fought. Okay.
I feel like this game is just devolved. This
Yeah.
game is no longer a game and is just cursed.
Okay,
We're
so...
deconstructing our own
Brains?
We've finally gotten
Okay.
to the point where we're deconstructing the podcast's tropes.
Yeah, holy crap.
Okay, so here's my second one. The Blue Mountains Panther,
Okay.
which is just a panther. In the Blue Mountains, you see,
Oh shit.
of Sydney, New South Wales.
My brain is just falling apart.
So it's a pan. Well, no, this is actually a big thing, and they're called
brain is melting
ABCs,
out of
or
my ears.
alien big cats, which are a big thing in England. Is that it's a big cat like a panther, where you wouldn't expect a panther, and it's a weirdly common thing.
So, like, if you put a panther in your house, is it like
Does it
an ABC because
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect a panther to be in your house?
Yeah. And there are other ones like the Beast of Bodwin Moor and so on and so forth, but this is a pretty generic cryptid of,
Is that
oh
what
yeah,
they were-
I saw a panther in England.
Is that what they were singing about in the Jackson 5 song? ABC.
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3.
Do, re,
Holy
mi.
crap. There are 3 large cats in my home.
So combining these two creatures,
There's not 1, not 2, but 3.
Michael was just calling for help.
And their names are Do, Ray, and me.
so to combine these two creatures is I've created the ABD, the alien big dragon, which is you see a big dragon and you wouldn't expect it to be in that part of England.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Amazing.
my. So Emmett, your turn.
I'm just like looking at Connor and seeing the expression on his face. It's just one of hopelessness.
The cryptid wiki
It's
has
like-
plunged us into despair.
It's like he finds
Alright.
it funny at this point, just how ruined he is.
Do you want your turn?
Okay, I'll do it. I got the random page. Guys,
I'm losing my mind.
all I got was a polar bear.
What?
It's an Alaskan giant polar bear, which I'm pretty sure is just a regular polar bear.
Yeah, polar bears are pretty big.
Large boy.
Hold on. The Alaskan giant polar bear is an enormous white bear, much bigger than a Kodiak brown bear. That
Okay.
is creamy white and has
Yeah,
hair,
polar bears.
hair on the pads of feet, mentioned in Alaskan folklore. One woman on Kodiak Island remembers vividly how her father once killed a giant white bear with hairy paws. She insisted it was nothing like a Kodiak.
Yeah, polar bear.
It's a polar bear. The Alaskan giant polar bear is also sighted in Greenland, Alberta, and Quebec.
Yeah, a polar bear.
So I don't know if it's Alaska
Okay.
at that point.
Hold up.
This is just a polar bear.
Why did they lead with the fact that? Why didn't they lead with the fact that there was a polar bear sighting in Alberta?
You do, like, if you get far enough north, you'll get polar
I
bears.
suppose.
Giant polar bears have also been sighted in London.
Okay, now that one. That's an ABB. That's an alien big bear.
Wait. London, Ontario?
Or England.
No, it just says London. London.
Well,
It doesn't
I'm gonna-
specify London, Canada, or London.
I'm gonna
England.
take the Canada-centric route and say they're referring to London, Ontario.
Yeah, this.
well, that'd be pretty far south for a polar bear.
Yeah, that's why it's on the cryptid wiki.
This is just a regular ass polar bear, and they included some like creepy art that somebody did of polar bears,
Of course.
and that's it.
All right, one more, and then I need to just take a moment after this podcast.
Yeah.
And just
Holy crap.
I need to hunker down or something. What do you got? What do you got? Emmett?
It's see. This is one I'm tempted to.
If it's bad enough,
Veto?
skip it.
Yeah, I might just skip that one
Okay.
because it's like.
Good Lord.
Come on, 1 second here.
You know, I'm filled with this strange combination of both.
What the heck?
I'm really glad that we decided to revisit the cryptid wiki so that we could all share this experience.
Experience of misery.
But also, it's combined with just the inherent regret of what we are experiencing.
what we were currently doing.
Okay,
The,
so
the page that I got is 10 recently discovered species.
What?
all right,
try
keep
again.
going, Emmett.
One more time.
Number one
Okay.
is the Yeti crab, which apparently exists.
Ah, yes, the Yeti
Sure.
exists, but it's a
I'll
crab.
hit the random page to get an actual
Alright.
cryptid. Pterosaurs? Are you serious? I
they're
got polar bears and pterosaurs.
Bears and dinosaurs.
now
It's
a
just-
pterosaur is not a dinosaur; it's a flying reptile.
It's just saying that there's
Ah.
pterosaurs that are still
Same with
alive to this
plesiosaurs.
day in Africa,
Right.
Aquatic
Papua New
reptiles.
Guinea.
Sorry, I got Terra mixed up with Tricera.
Yeah.
No, it's not a triceratosaur.
What?
Tricer.
Nani?
Yeah, it's a pterosaur.
I was always confused about why it's...
And here's another thing. Well,
You're not gonna let me say what I was confused
no, yeah,
about?
say it.
I was confused why it's Triceratops and not Triceratosaur.
Soar means lizard, And Triceratops literally translates to three-horned face.
Oh wow. Okay, so they were just lazier with the
it's
naming.
and you know most of them are sore. Like for example, Tyrannosaur is tyrant lizard.
Yeah.
And Tyrannosaurus Rex is tyrant lizard king.
Okay.
Which is a bit redundant.
Yeah, a little bit.
So most dinosaur names, there was also one that
kings are tyrants.
yeah, but there was also there was also what was the dinosaur whose name translated to Big Ass Paul?
I don't think we need to know the actual answer.
No, I'm gonna look it up now.
I think we can end with that. I think the name of this episode is just going to be Big Ass Paul.
Oh
my god! Like what? The name of the dinosaur is just big ass Paul.
So it's Magnapolia, but it's Magnapolia something.
Okay.
Magnapolia ass.
Cool. Well, thank you for listening.
God.
This has been a ride.
Oh, it's Laticaudus, which is fat tail. So it's Magnapolia Laticaudus.
Okay.
So it's, or more accurately, Big Paul's fat tail.
There it is.
Or more accurately, fat ass Paul.
We're gonna go with the slightly more PC title of Big Paul's Fat Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And God bless you, Big Paul.
What an amazing.
more power to you.
What a lovely creature. That I'm
Yes.
so glad.
No, it's a pretty generic looking hadrosaur.
No, it's good.
Don't you ever say that about Big Paul.
Yeah.
There's nothing generic about Big Paul. And on that bombshell, the bombshell that is Big Paul,
Yeah.
it's time to end.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you so much for listening and enduring
Oh God.
this experience with us. Please, I'm gonna put the link for the Itch.io bundle in the description.
Do it.
I highly encourage you to go get it, because you're getting a whole schwack load of games, and also it's going
Yeah,
to
watch your
cost.
language, Connor.
Schwack. What you gonna do about it?
Nothing, actually.
No. And yeah, if you're protest safely,
Sign petitions, make donations.
defund the police,
Yeah.
and we'll see you later.
It's time to hit the hay.
That's the slogan. It's been a slice.